Hello, welcome to my first animated tutorial. This one is going to involve calendula stars. And we're going to start with calendula flower photos. We're going to work with 9 altogether. And I've chosen them even though they're a rather simple flower in the marigold family, they have quite a variation in form and color, which is going to work well for the project we're going to demonstrate here. So this is showing you 6 of the flowers, and you can see even here that there's quite a variation that we can work with. When you're taking your own photos for this kind of thing, try to take lots of pictures at different angles and look for variations of form and color so that you've got lots of variation to work with in creating these kinds of images. So these are the 9 photos that we're going to work with, and I'm working in Photoshop, but you could work with Corel Paint and Photo or other software. And we're going to combine these photos and in some cases duplicate them and overlap them to make this collection of flowers that we're going to use to make a digital cutout. And we're going to do that by creating a mask represented by this green triangle. If you need help with working with masks in Photoshop or any other aspect of this, I'd be happy to help you. This is the resulting triangular cutout, and you can get variations here based on the shape of your triangle and the position you place it over the flowers. Here we're duplicating it as a mirror image, and in Photoshop you call this flipping it horizontally. And now we fuse the two together, and I shrink it down horizontally a bit so that we get a little bit more elongated diamond shape. Now we put the diamond shapes together. We've rotated the first one 180 degrees and put them point to point to come up with this first pair that we're going to use to create a star shape. As we zoom in, you can see how much detail there is to this. So you can create images that even at poster size have a lot of detail to them. Now we take the first pair of diamonds and rotate them 60 degrees and again 60 degrees to create this 6-pointed star. By then duplicating that and rotating it 30 degrees, we come up with this 12-pointed star. Notice the little gap between the triangles. You could work with this so as to eliminate those, make everything fuse together exactly, but I find that it creates a point of interest to leave the gaps so that when you duplicate and rotate again, you get an interesting effect. Here we've duplicated and rotated a couple more times to create this 48-pointed star. We could go even further, but this seems like the right amount for this particular image. And we're going to zoom in and show you how much detail there is and how beautiful the resulting image is. We could create all kinds of variations just working with these few photos. We could create hundreds or even thousands of different stars just from this starting point. Here we've taken the first diamonds and just put them point to point the opposite way so that the diamonds are pointing in the opposite direction, and you're going to see that just by that simple variation we're going to come up with a very different star. As you can see, these have been elongated a little more, and they're going to give us quite a different effect. Again, zooming in, you can see that there's a lot of detail involved with this, and you can see that it comes up with shapes that you wouldn't be able to anticipate, and that's part of my big fascination of working with this, is the surprise element. You really can't predict ahead of time how these stars are going to come out. Now this one is more complex. We've rotated things up to the point where we get 384 points. That's rotating down to 0.9375 degrees. So you can go from 6, 12, 24, 48, 96, 192, and finally 384 to create this star. But you artists out there, try to think about being able to paint something like this. It would take forever, and probably couldn't duplicate it if you tried. So this is part of my excitement with the digital process. It just makes so many things possible. Now we're going to show you another pair of stars with a slightly different cutout, but again we're getting the pair just by taking the first cutout diamond shapes and putting them together point to point the opposite way. So you see that these are two really very interesting stars just from that one variation. I have yet to create any of these flower stars that I didn't think were beautiful and interesting in their own way. Some definitely do come out better than others, but this is really a very simple process. I haven't tried it yet, but I think I could teach this to fourth graders, maybe even younger. And so don't be intimidated. This is something that if you have any skill with Photoshop or digital art, this is something that you can do. My next project will be to take these 6 stars that we're working with here and animate them to come up with a kaleidoscopic type of effect. These images work well with animation as well as just giving you beautiful images for use in cards or prints or posters or what have you. If you need some further help with this, email me at nightbloomingcards.com and I can arrange to give you further contact information. We could even use Skype and its screen sharing function, and I could actually talk you through the process of this. And I love sharing it. I have a lot of fun with it, and I would like to see other people enjoying it as much as I do. I work with mostly desert flowers, but people in other parts of the country or even other parts of the world could be working with their local flowers and creating lots of beautiful images. Well, thank you, and good luck.